Welcome again to Ironhome, the only Starforged actual play that doesn't actually play Starforged. Today we're going to continue with episode 1 of Mechs versus Aliens. So, just reduced the little volume here on my headset. There we go. So, Faye had just received a mission and she had just sworn to investigate the tremors and put an end to it. She quickly leaves to her, I'm going to say, what kind of place are the mechs stored in? I imagine some kind of, or are they stored individually, personally? I think there's like a very personal bond with the mechs, so maybe they are stored individually, like rooms have their own like workshop and everything, and as pilots, they have their own mech and their own back exit onto the, yeah, I like that. So Faye suits up, goes back to her room, suits up, ready. Artemis is in the workshop, locked, kind of like, or maybe Artemis is walking around. He's, I like that. Like, I like the idea of Artemis walking around the workshop instead of just being like completely 100% still. And Not convinced. I'm trying to think of what's he doing. We don't know. Let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it as an enigma. We don't know exactly why he was walking around, but when Faye walks in, he kind of like turns around. The mech is, like I said, it's very practical, very Spartan, very kind of like militarized mech, very brownish and silverish colors, a few greens here and there. It's not shiny, it's not impressive, it's just a lot of its parts are, it's very practical. The parts are, the important parts are covered with plates, the very easily repairable parts are not as critical, are outside. You've got little tubes here and there, cables coming out, you know, it's not bare bones kind of thing, but it's also not like super beautiful and I don't know, like just perfect. It's somewhere in between. So Artemis turns around to look at us, and he says, "Do we have a mission?" And Faye says, "Yeah, you bet we have a mission. Let's get ready." And she grabs her, I don't know if she needed anything. She was already suited up. Maybe she wasn't suited up. Maybe she was in common clothes. She puts on her pilot suit. She grabs her equipment, her rifle, everything, gets inside the mech, and out they go through the back entrance of the, into this like I said, the whole thing is like in this huge cave, and one of the cave holes, we come out, we fly a little bit. We've already got the pinpointed location of where these scans were happening. Faye kind of puts Artemis up to date on what's happening as we head that way. So, without further ado, we are going to create a journey to the source of the tremors. That will be our journey. We're going to leave it as troublesome. As an exploration moves, it says, when you give the name and rank and then segment. So we are probably moving at speed. And we're exploring these old natural tunnels. So we're kind of going through, let's go ahead and put some different music for this. We'll go with some suspense. Let's try this one. Still getting to know all the tracks by name. So we're every now and then releasing a blast, and then we finally land at the mouth of this large natural cave, perhaps created by some ancient creature or current creature that drills through these things, or simply created by the environment. And we head down. We turn on the 2 lamps that our mech has to illuminate, and we can see ourselves as a tiny creature walking into this large gaping hole. We've got other kinds of sensors activated, scanning out to make sure we don't encounter anything. so we can turn the lights off just in case. But we are headed down here. What does this cave look like? I'm gonna say, for the purposes of making this fun, I always love picking a location theme. Not haunted, probably infested. Ruined? I don't think so. But I do like infested. I do like imagining as we're walking through here, like all kinds of bugs and creepy crawlies and alien creatures that are natural to this world, so they're just alien to you, the listener, but not to us here have lived in this planet. But they're all kind of like scuttling away from the dark. Maybe some kind of flying creature scampers off as we make our way through here. Maybe there is a large monstrous creature that we have to deal with. Like we said, life here is bountiful and has always been dangerous in this planet. Which is maybe why mechs exist. It might, if all kinds of large, dangerous creatures exist, it might make sense. So let's go and say that this location is in fact infested. And we're going to go ahead and make our first move. We are going to probably move at speed through these tunnels. I don't know if we're going to be moving because there's very little time. And the way Faye is, she likes to do things quickly. So she's maybe going to be like, after a while, she's going to start getting antsy and she's going to start picking up the pace. And Artemis might say, perhaps we should move a little slower with caution and be observant of our surroundings. And Faye is like, oh, come on, we live a little. Besides, boss man said we have to get through as quickly as possible. And start moving really quickly. Let's go ahead and roll with edge. And that's a strong hit. Excellent. Starting off great. So we reach a waypoint, envision the location, and mark progress per the rank of the expedition. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to roll on the descriptor and the focus to get an idea. Automated mineral. I don't like automated. Barren. Let's go with dead mineral. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. And let's go ahead and roll for a feature. Indistinct movements or sound. Why not? Okay, so we stop at the as our scans pick up something, and our lights begin to shine on this creature of sorts. It's a kind of lizard-like creature with many legs, and actually, you know what? There is an oracle for this. Let's go ahead and quickly just randomly generate a creature. I like that. So let's go for environment. We definitely land creature. Its basic form is that of a starfish, a symmetrical creature. I like that better. And yes, it's kind of like a sort of underground starfish kind of creature. It's also kind of like mineral based, and it appears to be dead. And that is what we encounter. And yeah, we hear indistinct movements or sounds coming from around us, because this tunnel probably connects to other tunnels. Faye looks at this creature, thinks nothing much of it. She probably knows the name of this creature, the type of this creature, and just continues on her way. Now, maybe this is a bit disturbing because these creatures don't tend to die easily. I mean, they're mineral based, so. But nonetheless, we continue on our way. I like the idea of alien different creatures while humanity is here, because maybe humanity came here to this planet a long time ago. So maybe humans are alien to this planet, which might make a lot of sense. So, let's continue on our expedition as we continue to run through these dark tunnels, the lights showing us the way through this perilous place as we advance. And it's a miss. You are waylaid by a crisis or arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress and pay the price. It's time to roll on a bunch of oracles. So let's pay the price. You are harmed. Interesting. Let us Roll on an infested peril. Creatures attack without warning. Interesting. So maybe that was that skittering sound that we heard. And it's biological creation. Yes, okay. We are definitely attacked by some kind of natural creature from here. Let's go ahead and change the music once more since we are under attack. And let's go ahead and put this one. Let's go ahead and create these creatures. They could be land or air. So let's just go ahead and roll on environment and see what we get. Liquid. Land or air. Let's re-roll until we get one or the other. Liquid. Land. Okay, let's roll on that. Amoeba pseudopods. Oh, interesting. All right, let's take a first look. Tentacles or tendrils. And they are trappers. I like that. Okay, so basically, we are basically running through when all of a sudden we hear like a sound, like a kind of sound, and we stop, you know, like doing that stop slide with a mech and lifting up dust and ground, and we turn around and we see this amoeba slowly moving on the ground. It when it landed on the floor, it kind of like did it splashed a little bit of some of its something, like some kind of liquid. And as we're staring down at that, I'm gonna say that another one immediately falls on our back, like right on our shoulder, and we're kind of like, ooh. And I'm gonna say that our mech takes 1 damage from that, just that alone. So let's take that. And let's go ahead and roll and see if it wasn't that bad. So let's go ahead and say withstand damage. So it's minor damage, and yeah, let's go ahead and roll. Oh, that's right, we have to roll here. Let's roll integrity. Here we go. Bam! A strong hit. On a strong hit, if your vehicle is not battered, take +1 integrity. Otherwise, ride it out. Let's recover that integrity. It wasn't as bad as we thought. We're still fine. It was just a momentary damage. Artemis systems quickly bypass we've got fail safes, right? So basically one of the tubes kind of like pops out, steam starts to come out, but then that closes, and Artemis's algorithms quickly find a way to bypass that. And we've got this amoeba now on top of us, and we need to deal with it immediately. So let's go ahead, and as that's happening, we've got this amoeba. When Artemis kind of looks up, the light flashes, and there's just bunches of amoebas, creature-like, these amoebas on the roof. They're sort of greenish colored, and it's grabbing onto us and kind of like trying to absorb us, and probably slowly damaging us with its acidic body. This is how it's a trapper creature. This is what it does. So let's begin a combat. Let's go ahead, and this is going to be is this a combat move? I don't think this would be a very interesting combat. I don't think we're going to get very dramatic combat action out of an amoeba. So I think I'm just going to resolve this with a simple battle, because I can't imagine the cinematic fightings of getting an amoeba off of you and then running out of here. So I'm trying to think, should I use a battle? Okay, let's think about this. I'm pretty sure that this isn't so much... Yeah, okay, I like this. This isn't so much a combat, because the other participant isn't actually, you know, so active. So what we're gonna do is Artemis is gonna lock one of its guns that pops out of the arm at the amoeba, and we're just gonna fire at it because it can't do much. That amoeba isn't the real danger. However, the real danger are all the other amoebas on top of us. So we're gonna have to face danger actually with edge as we move through all of this. I like that better, and that's a much more like exciting scene, and my asset fits this better because when you face danger by guiding your vehicle through a hazard, or rather add +1. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I like this a lot better. So we're gonna roll face danger. We're gonna add +1. We're gonna roll edge as Faye says, Artemis, let's get out of here. And Artemis says something like, I concur. And we begin to run, dodging to the side as amoebas begin just splashing all over from the ceiling down at us. So here we go. Oh! It's a miss with a match. Remember when I said, oh, having a +4 in a stat, it's too much. It's a miss with a match. Someone was just talking about this today in the Ironhome Discord. They were like, I have a +5 in a stat and I get double 10s anyway. Double 9s. Oh, you fail or a momentary success is undermined by a dire turn of events. Pay the price. I'm gonna say that we're running as fast as we can, but an amoeba falls. Our leg gets caught in an amoeba that smashes between our leg and the ground, kind of like trapping our leg. Then suddenly another one falls, and we're kind of like getting bombarded with amoebas. The mech is stressing out. It's starting to overheat as we're just trapped under this growing pile of amoebas that are going to eat through us unless we do something. And we definitely take damage in this process. I'm going to say that it is serious damage, so we go down to 3. Should we try to withstand it? Let's try to withstand the damage. How well does Artemis fare against this? A strong hit, yes. Should we write it out or should we bypass? What do we do? What do I do? Oof. I think we should bypass it again, because this is going to be a long adventure. We don't want to get our mech destroyed so quickly. All right, we are surrounded with these things. This is going to be a face danger with iron to make Artemis. Let's see. By handing control over to the AI? I don't think so. In an emergency, handing control over to the AI. I don't think so. I am gonna make an iron move in this situation. And we're just going to try to force our way out of this. We're just gonna try to bounce, maybe shoot the thing on the, it's just a matter of pure strength. There's no way around it. These amoebas have really got us trapped. Whew. Here goes nothing. I don't know what's gonna happen if this is a miss. We'll figure it out some way to, but here goes nothing. Oh, thank God, it's a weak hit. You succeed, but not without a cost. Make a suffer move. We are going to once again decrease our integrity. And I'm not, in this particular case, since this is a part of a cost of a move, I'm not gonna make the other move. I only like making it as part of a, when you actually suffer something, but as a weak hit, I don't really like it, because it makes sense. Like, Artemis manages to get off the amoebas. The amoebas go flying off. We're still making it through. Our amoebas are falling. Artemis is grabbing amoebas, chucking them against the wall as we continue to run. And we manage to make it through this dangerous amoeba tunnel, but not without taking our fair share of damage. I don't think this is the moment to stop and repair our mech. We will be able to do that in another place. For now, we shall continue. We'll take a moment after through this amoeba tunnel to, let's say, let's put this one, to stop for a bit and simply do like a checkup. Tell Artemis to do a checkup on all systems. Artemis says that yes, some systems have been damaged, but they are all non-critical. We can continue on the mission for now, and so on and so forth. So, With that said, we continue with our exploration. Let's switch back to Tartarus. I like that one. And we continue our expedition. Now more than ever, we continue with speed. And it's a weak hit. Okay, so we mark progress and we reach a waypoint, but this progress costs you. Vision the location and mark progress per the rank of the expedition, but choose one. Suffer costs en route or face peril at the waypoint. Interesting. Face peril at the waypoint. Vision what you encounter. Well, first let's go roll some things. Let's roll rolls. Hidden enclosure. Environment corrupted by the infestation. Interesting. Creatures attack without warning. Not again. Discovery of a live but threatened victim. That does sound like an interesting peril. But I'm not sure if I want to go for that right now. And if I were to reduce some... Let's go ahead and simply say that, yes, we are in a place that the caves now are not so much dry ground and mineral and so forth, but they are very much green with fungus and all these amoeba creatures and all of these kind of living things that, you know, break through the cracks of these ancient caves. I like that. More than it's corrupted, it's overtaken by the plants down here in the caves. And I'm going to say that we take one supply. You know, Artemis consumes some of the supply to repair himself. And we take one spirit because... You know, we weren't expecting this kind of trouble to happen so fast. Faye is the type of person that's, you know, gets really lit up and ready for things, but then she quickly, very easily also gets disappointed, anxious, and nervous. You know, it's all a cover for the actual anxiety. So basically, yes, having encountered that amoeba, having Artemis a bit, you know, damaged and supplies going down, she is also a bit dispirited by the whole situation. And to make up for it, she hurries up more than ever. Artemis suggests taking a moment perhaps to get our bearings and maybe take, well, you know, kind of like Artemis is being very cautious, and Faye more than ever is like, no, let's move forward. We need to get this done as quickly as we can. So once again, we're gonna roll with edge and see where that leaves us. Once again, another weak hit. But this time I'm gonna say, yeah, let's go ahead and face a peril at the location. So descriptor, untamed message. That's a weird one. Corpse of an unfortunate victim. Wow. Creatures attack without warning. Hazardous architecture or terrain. Oh, I like that. Untamed message. Okay, so I know exactly what happens here. What happens here is that we come across the corpse of one of these aliens. We said they were crustacean creatures with spikes, and they were translucent. And I imagine that it is shrunk a little bit. Its shell smaller and cracked. The spikes very brittle. It's been dead, perhaps not for too long, but mayhaps these creatures decompose very quickly because of what they're made of and our atmosphere or something. And it is already being consumed by the plants themselves, the surroundings and everything. Like we said, the mushrooms and the things and everything. And just as we're observing this, the ground begins to shake very strongly as we mark one tick on our earthquake tick-tock clock. And the roof, once again, all dangers involve things falling from the roof when you're in tunnels. And we are once again going to make use of our ace asset, which lets us, I didn't do this on purpose, but I didn't think of the amoebas and the roof. Oh, but you know what? I'll just take it. So let's go ahead and roll to avoid the collapsing with what, +1 tunnel, and hopefully not get a miss with a match. And it's a weak hit, so we take +1 momentum, and not without a cost, make a suffer move. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. I don't want to keep hurting Artemis so much. You know what? Let's take 1 health ourselves. I like that. Let's just spread it out a little bit. So I'm going to say that, yeah, as we're running through these things, Artemis is an AI and can do a lot of things by himself. So at one point, we're running at full speed, dodging all of these falling rocks and collapsing terrain. And I'm controlling it, but then at one point, suddenly Artemis, without warning, jumps to the other side, and my head just goes against a piece of the inside, a console or something, and I'm like, ow, Artemis, what the hell? And Artemis is obviously like, apologies, I had to stop us from getting crushed by a rock. And we managed to make it out of there before everything collapses on us. All right, so we get out of there. And what do we see? No, that's 2. Let's go with this one for now. We'll get to that one. We'll get to Ascendant Chaos. So we come out of this cave, and perhaps we see down another wide open space. And there seems to be, we've traveled quite a distance through these tunnels. And we see a temporary base of, oh, wait. We need to make the exploration move. We need to finish the exploration move. We need to finish this expedition. And hopefully not get double 10s or double 9s. That's a strong hit with a match. I love it. All right, so let's make a tick on our discoveries track. And we've made progress on our quest to investigate the tremors and put an end to them. And a strong hit with a match means that I arrive and no one sees me. I am completely unseen by this temporary base made by the aliens here. They've set up some kind of base. They've got this, it's a wide open space. Maybe there's an, this is just a wide open space for now. And they've got this huge drilling machine set up. And it seems to have come up from above, perhaps. Maybe they've just been digging straight down. Maybe something else. Maybe they set it up here. It's unclear. But we can see that there are aliens walking around in this place. From the distance, we can see that they have their own alien-like mechs. And they're patrolling and so forth. It's a small temporary setup base here. We are, however, completely unseen. We're able to kind of like carefully slide down to get a little bit closer without any kind of detection. So, what do we do? What do we do? So, Artemis is probably going to suggest that now that we have found out what's going on here, let's put a different one. Not Ascendant Chaos, maybe Redshift. I like that one. So Artemis is going to suggest that we We head back. And we give our report on what's happening here. He tells us that he's already calculated the number of aliens, the defenses. He's got everything logged and ready to report. This is the perfect report. We should go back and just tell leadership what we've seen and come back perhaps with more people. Faye, however, has different plans, of course. Now she says, she's looking around as Artemis is saying all this. And she says, Artemis, yes, Faye, I remember hearing that the aliens use some kind of unstable power source to power all our technology, right? And Artemis is like, yes, sometimes some of their machinery or equipment is powered by something similar to a nuclear reactor, but in much smaller scale and a lot less powerful, but equally as unstable. It is unclear whether, and it starts, Artemis starts going into a whole explanation, and Faye says, okay, give me a scan. This giant drill of theirs is probably powered by that same kind of technology. Can you find it? Artemis says, I will begin a scan of this, but I do not see how this is relevant to us returning. Artemis, just please do the scan. And this is most likely going to be a gather information. So. No, not a miss with the match. Another double 9. What are the odds? On a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price. Okay, let's roll on some tables. Connects to a known rumor or scandal. Yeah, no. Friend, companion, harm's way. Okay, so a dire threat. And there's a negative twist with the miss with the match. Okay, so I'm thinking this drilling machine is a huge structure. It's not obviously gigantic like the size of multiple skyscrapers, but imagine a small building, if you will. And it's somewhere inside this building. And the miss with the match, I'm going to say, is that Artemis will not be able to fit in there. So, it's going to be just us. With a rifle and our handgun. And we're going to have to do it ourselves. Now, we're gonna do a check your gear. Faye is going to basically go through the equipment list of what we have, and we're gonna see if we have a small personnel-sized bomb. It's not a huge explosion, just something that triggers off another chain reaction kind of thing. It's small explosive that we could use on their reactor. So let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna check our gear, see if we have it. Strong hit. You have it and you're ready to act. Take +1 momentum. Okay. So she kind of unbuckles herself and opens up behind, stands up. We've got compartments. She starts sticking out. She starts getting ready. Artemis is complaining. Faye, I do not believe this course of action is a wise one. The dangers involve, I calculate, a 33% chance of success given our odds. May I suggest that, and Faye says, come on, 33 is a good number. You wouldn't bet on 33? Come on, Artemis. I need you to back me up here. All right? We do this together, or we can't do it at all. Artemis is in silence for a bit and says, very well, Faye. I will do what I can to help you. So now, What are we gonna do? We can't sneak into this building with our mech. That's ridiculous. So what we're gonna do is we're going to once again use our ace asset to quickly go in as fast as we can. As fast as we can, dodging any mechs that might notice us, any enemies, and just blast open some windows in this, like I said, small building thing to get to like easiest access point. And then we're just gonna drop me off there, and Artemis is going to fly around distracting the enemies without them realizing what we've done, as I head in there and try to plant this explosive and then get the hell out. I love this plan. It can fail so terribly. It's wonderful. Let's go for it. So first, we're going to secure an advantage. We are going to try to... I'm going to make Artemis scan the patrol routes, scan the easiest access point that we can get in. That's going to lead me closest to this reactor and all of that. And we're going to make a roll and get a miss with a match, of course. Strong hit! Excellent! I love it when things balance out. I hate it when things are all bad or all good. I love it when we have ups and downs. You succeed. Take +2 momentum and add +1 to your next move. All right. Let's go ahead. It's time to change the music. It's time for Astral Dreadnought. Oh wait, no. Ascended Chaos. That's the one. So... we scan a layout of the whole thing. We've got Artemis makes all the calculations. And I say, all right, let's do it. And I start running and using the propulsors to go as fast as I can. We're trying to get through this entire base and get to this giant machine. And we are going to face danger with Edge and add a +1. Because we are using our ace. And here goes. Actually, I added a +2 there because of the other thing. But nonetheless, we are successful and we take +2 momentum. 1 for the strong hit and 1 for the asset. We have 10 momentum. It worked perfectly. There's bullet fires. Wait. I'm gonna say let's make this following. The aliens use laser technology and we use physical bullets, propelled bullets. So let's go ahead here and say the aliens use energy flash laser technology. That, if we could get our hands on, would be wonderful. That would be excellent. So yeah, we've got like these kind of lasers blasting all around us as we just get close to the building, and Artemis just fires the machine guns through the whole side of the building to kind of like make a distraction so it's not clear which window I go in. And he gets in really close, the mech opens up and we just jump in, rolling through the window and running inside this building as Artemis flies off, and we can see other mechs chasing Artemis. There's this whole battle happening outside while our mech is doing this, and we are running into this building to plant this explosive. All right, this is awesome. Now, it's a small building, so I don't think an exploration... I don't think it warrants an exploration move. I think... attempting something risky. Is this engine... I think we can just make it there. We know where it is. We're running. I think we could just ask an Oracle. Do we encounter any guards at any point? So I'm going to say most likely, but let's just ask the Oracle. Do we encounter guards like on the way or there? There's probably... yeah, it's probably likely that there are guards. I'm going to say probably there. Not so much like in the halls of this alien-like building. Let's remember this is a very, very strange alien-like building. Imagine, if you will, alien-like structure. I imagine it very, very curvy, very weird decor. I can't quite think of something right now, but let's just say it's like that. So it's likely there are guards there. And the answer is yes. Yes, there are guards there. We walk into this room where this small, like, it's like imagine a machine holding this glass thing inside, and we can see some kind of laser or light sparkling inside. This is the reactor thing, and there are definitely guards here, maybe a scientist alien, and like we said, we described the aliens as translucent, big spikes, crustacean shelled, a head or two larger than us, and they wield these weird alien weapons. They're rounded and bumped and fire lasers, and we're gonna make a battle move here because we're gonna burst into this room. It's all very unexpected. We're gonna just shoot them, get behind cover, and I think that for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna turn this into a battle because it's simple, it's nice. We don't need to go into a back and forth of shooting at each other in this very simple arena. So let's just go ahead and make it a battle for now. And I pressed the button. Never mind, ignore that. So when you fight a battle, fight at range. Yes, we are fighting at range. So we're gonna shoot with edge as we try to kill the guards. And it's a miss, but we're gonna burn momentum to make it a strong hit. That's what we got all that momentum for. You achieve your objective unconditionally. You and any allies who join the battle may take +2 momentum. Yes, we walk in, we immediately take out one of the guards. Nature falls down. We hide behind cover, take out the other one. The scientist takes out some kind of personal handgun. We also knock the scientist down. We quickly walk up to the to this big machine. We configure the explosive. We glue it to the side of this large glass bowl thing. We set it to explode, and we run the hell out of there. And now we are going to face danger by summoning the vehicle remotely within a hazardous situation. We're going to roll integrity and take +1 momentum on a hit as we try to summon Artemis. We say, Artemis, now! And we run out for a different way. Hopefully Artemis breaking the windows and waiting for us to jump in and get the hell out of there. So let's go ahead and face danger. We're gonna roll with integrity. Here goes. It's a weak hit, but we take +1 momentum, and there is a cost. I'm gonna say, yeah, Artemis definitely takes damage. He's been outside all this time. When he shows up, you can see that there are some like burn marks where lasers have hidden certain parts of the mech, and we just run in, we jump in, do the little twist and buckle up, and we start getting the hell out of there. I'm gonna say that all of this definitely marks progress on our quest. Well, not yet, because we are bailing out of there. You know, we've got all the mechs. Everything's happening when suddenly just a huge explosion. The whole drilling thing collapses to the side. Debris going everywhere. And that gives us a little bit of a moment. And I'm going to say that this definitely counts as progress on our quest. We have... Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not going to sneeze. Oh, this is uncomfortable. Okay, so we've definitely advanced our quest by destroying this drilling machine. But, however... I'm gonna say that I love the idea of everything just beginning to collapse. Everything's just falling apart. We're barely getting out of there. Artemis is really damaged. And as we're making our way out of the cave, we have three, we have three alien mechs. Everything collapses behind the whole thing. The dig site is ruined. The base is completely ruined. There's shaking earthquakes everywhere. It's terrible. It's terrible. But we have three of these alien mechs chasing us right behind us. Lasers hitting us. And I think this is going to be great for a battle, an extended battle that we will solve in the next session of Ironhome. Mechs versus aliens as we're fleeing for our lives from these remaining aliens. And that is today's session. Thank you everyone for watching. I had a blast. I hope you did too. And I'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.